Good morning, third graders. Today we're going to be learning about climates in different regions. Now, is there anybody here who can tell me what a climate is? Awesome, yeah, you're right. A climate is a different pattern in the weather. It can be different for every region around the world. Now, the first region we're going to talk about is the polar climate. As you can see from the picture, it's very cold. And I'll give you another picture here soon of an example. Now, it has very cool summers and very cold winters. So you can imagine it doesn't get very hot at all. In fact, it averages at 50 degrees, which is pretty cold. For the most part, the polar regions are usually treeless and have no plants. And that's because it is so cold there, it can't actually have plants living there. And it also includes many solid layers of ice. Do you see how in both pictures there's a lot of snow and a lot of ice? That's how this climate is all the time. Next thing we're going to learn about is the tropical region. Now, the tropical region is usually very hot all year round. It has average temperatures of about 70 degrees, which is pretty warm and much warmer than our last climate. It's also very humid, which means the air is very moist and thick, and that's because usually tropical regions are next to the ocean. Can anyone tell me where there is a tropical region around the United States? Correct, Florida is a tropical region around the United States. Our next climate is the dry and desert region. Now, this has very hostile living environments for both plants and animals, which means it's very hard for them to live and grow there. It's also very barren, which means there's not a lot of vegetation, there's not a lot of anything to be seen anywhere, not even water for anyone. It's very barren, has an unprotected surface, so it's not as hard of a ground. But it's very hot here, just like our tropical region. Now, the grassland region is a little different from what we've talked about before. The difference here is that it doesn't have a specific temperature all year round. It ranges from a negative 40 degrees to 100 degrees, which is very far of a range. It gets lots of rain, has very hot summers, and very cold winters. Now, is there anyone here who can tell me a place nearby that has a grassland-like region? You're right. Kansas is a very grassland-like region. Can anyone notice anything strange about this map? It seems the colors are in a specific line. We see purple at the top, blue, and then orange and green. Can someone tell me why that is? Yes, those are all different regions and they're all kind of close to each other. So it seems like there's a pattern here, right?